Okay, this is a little video about the hub for the roof of the yurt. So I'm making this out of the cedar as well, gluing lots of pieces together, so that each panel from the roof will come up and to this piece here, and then it'll have a block same size as that attached to the top of the top edge of the roof panel, so it will just, that comes up like that, then the blocks like that, so it'll kind of locate. That's the bottom, that'll be the top, and yeah, and then if I wanted to, I could actually have bolted through fixings, which, you know, why not really. So there we are. I could have done this laminated, or I could have made it out of plywood, but I'm making it out of what I've got, and I'm gathering confidence in it. I've never made something out of so many little pieces that has actually, you know, intended to be strong before, but I'm going to have a go anyway. If it doesn't work, I'll have to do something else, but I think it is going to work because glues are now good and gap filling. No, the gaps aren't that massive, but you know, whatever. What else? Also, I needed to flatten off the top of this. I made it all, but there's a lot of differences in heights of things. Like, I've done a lot of it now, but like, especially like, that's the differences in heights of things. The other side wasn't so bad. I've done the other side. So I was going to get my grinder, angle grinder, with a heavy duty sanding disc and blast it all off and make something roughly flat. But I have reconditioned my old Stanley smoothing plane and sharpened it, and then now I'm just planing it flat and square, and it is so satisfying. So instead of blasting it off and getting something approaching flat but never going to be anything like it, this, you know, from fine woodworking is nothing, but to me, I love it. Absolutely, I am loving it. I know it's a bit crude the way I'm doing it, but when it's planed off and filled and la-di-da, and my plan really is, I don't normally do this, I normally do everything I like, a bit of oil or whatever, but I am considering painting it so that the whole thing, all the wood just disappears, and it'd be like high gloss paint, like kind of, could be red. I mean, you wouldn't see much of it. You'd only just see this kind of, what you'll see is from underneath. This is looking at it from above. It's a bit weird how on above I've got these small fillets of wood that all go round to make the socket. That's where the block that's attached to the top edge of the roofing thing goes in there. To make that socket, on the other side, I made all these 16 of these pieces, and they all go round like that. But then when I came to do the other side, I wanted it thicker, and I went to the drawing board and I drew it out and came up with a shape and cut one out, and it confused the heck out of me. But anyway, so on one side of this hub is going to be 16 faceted shape, and you'll be able to see all the 16 pieces, etc., etc. Well, you might not do by the time I've painted it. Then on the other side, it's 8 pieces. So the transition, it's 8, that's an octagon on the inside. And then around the outside is a, whatever a 16-sided shape is, one of them. So I'm really into that. I never would have been able to work out how to do that. Well, I probably could have done, but it would take me longer than it took me to make this. So anyway, I'm hoping this works out. I'm sure it will, actually. I'm getting more and more confidence in it, and I'm beginning to really like it as well. And it's like, if I'd blasted it off with the angle grinder and the heavy sanding disc, the whole place and me would have been covered in dust and noise and horribleness. Whereas what I've got here is like, can you hear it? A handful of shavings, no dust whatsoever. And these shavings, cedar, they are cedar, they just smell good. They smell almost like incense. Oh. So anyway, all good. This is the situation right now. I haven't really done much. There's some frames that I've made up for the entrance. I've shown them on some other video. There's the other half of the thing, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it is. Good luck to everybody, and see you next time.